Alright, everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is John Santamal. I'm making this video for RY. He requested me to make a video on how not to get your house robbed, since a lot of my videos are for me robbing houses. That is my MO. Robbing houses was my MO. I will never go into another house without permission ever again. If I do, I ain't gonna get just a number. I'll get a letter. I'll get like 15 to life or whatever, because I'll be not a predicate violent felon. I'll be a persistent violent felon. That gets you life, you know what I mean? So he also asked me to make a video about coronavirus. I did. Not many people watched it yet, you know, but I did just make it. He didn't just only ask me to make it. My mod asked me also. Matt, I won't say his whole name because I don't know if he wants me to, but Matt, my mod, asked me first, and then I noticed RY also asked me. But he asked me to make this video, and I haven't yet, so I will now. The best way not to get robbed is, because I pretty much was able to get into any house. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what you had. I would look for both neighbors. First, I look for the house. If the house was good, then I look at the neighbors. If the neighbors didn't have cars there, or if their windows didn't face good, you know, if I was comfortable, then that house was a victim. I'd go in the back and I'd break the window, go in through the window, or slide the window up. Sometimes they didn't lock the windows. Go right to the master bedroom and take their jewelry, and, you know, look for money and just bounce. And the best thing to do is actually have an alarm system. You know what I mean? Because honestly, if there was an alarm, a little thing that said alarm, like sticking in their lawn, whether they had an alarm or not, I wouldn't even have went to that house. So that's a way you can avoid getting your house robbed. But the best thing to do is to actually have an alarm system, because if I broke a window and I heard like woo 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 woo, like a whole bunch of noise, and I knew the police were being contacted, I would just get the fuck out of there. I wouldn't waste my time running in there trying to rob the house real quick. Because my luck, second I get out, the cop cars would be right there. You know what I mean? Because I live close to the precinct. I live close to the 6th precinct. You know, that's where I live. I live 1 block away from the 6th precinct. You know, it's a long block. It's a main road, and I live on a main road, but still, it's 1 block, you know. And so that's the best way. The best way to not have your house get robbed is to have an alarm system. The other best way is to lock all your windows. Have all your windows locked, closed and locked. Whether it's hot, cold, just have them locked. Because chances are people aren't stupid like me, and they're not going to break the window to unlock it and push it up. If they see it locked, they're just going to give up. I mean, I even went and took an extension ladder and checked the 2nd floor, 2nd story, to see if they had an unlocked window. Because I seen the bathroom window. It was like a hexagonal shape. And I know I used to have one. I don't have one anymore. But there used to be a way where I could open it up and it really wouldn't lock. So I found an extension ladder by the attic and I put it up, and I went up there. I was able to get through that way, through that hexagonal opening, like a stop sign, shaped as a stop sign, same size too. And the second I went in, I held on to the shower curtain rod. It broke and I busted my ass. I fell down in the shower, totally busted my ass. I looked up and there was a big fucking guard dog right there. But, you know, of course, you don't act scared. The dog ain't going to act like a little funny. So I just basically, oh, come here, come here, come here. And I pet the dog and I got the dog comfortable with me. And, you know, I got caught for that house eventually. I got caught for a bunch of houses. And they were asking me, how the fuck did you rob that house? Meanwhile, they got a guard dog. Like, how'd you get past the guard dog? And I was like, yo, that ain't no guard dog. That dog is a wonderful dog. I was just playing with the dog the whole time. You know what I mean? I had no problems with it. But that's another thing, too. Get yourself a guard dog. A real guard dog. A dog that will bark if someone's by the house. Or someone that will attack, that if someone's trying to break in. You know, they got their foot in the window, their leg will start getting bitten by the dog. That's another way too. So the alarm system, a guard dog. If you're home, obviously you have a weapon to defend yourself, whether it be a gun or just a big knife or a hatchet or an axe. Some way to defend yourself, defend your house and defend your family. But if you're not going to be home, the best way to do it is to have all your windows locked, an alarm system, and a guard dog. That's the best way to not get robbed. I mean, those ways I wouldn't rob the house, at least. I mean, you got some knuckleheads that will just go in and do it no matter what you do. There's no way to avoid getting robbed, but that way I wouldn't rob it, you know, and I robbed pretty much any house at the time. Now I wouldn't rob none. But if they had an alarm system, I wouldn't do it. If they had a sign that said they had an alarm system, whether if they did or didn't, I wouldn't do it. If they had a guard dog and I knew about it, definitely wouldn't do it. And if the windows were all locked, you know, chances are, you know, even though I'd break them, I really didn't like doing that because that would make noise and I'd worry about the neighbors if they were home. I would do it during work and school hours because everybody was at work and school. You know, you do it later and everybody's home from work and home from school. But now they're all violent. When Pataki was in office, he says it doesn't matter. Usually a cat burglar was violent. Anybody who burglarized houses during school and work hours, they were non-violent. He changed it to where it doesn't matter if nobody's home. If you enter a dwelling, it doesn't matter. It's automatically violent. Even if I never ran into a human in my whole life robbing the houses, but yet I'm a predicate violent felon just from the statute, from, you know, being in the dwelling. You know, so this video is for you, RY. You know what I mean? I'm glad for you for interacting. And I just got done. It took me like an hour and a half interacting with everybody that commented. You know, I left the thumbs up, the heart, or wrote. You know, I wrote how I appreciate everybody interacting. And I don't care how many times you comment your asses off. I don't even care if you talk shit. There's a lot of people in there that will catch a wreck on me, you know, cutting my ass, talking shit, you know. And I would just put a thumbs up and a heart, you know. Sometimes I tell them, yo, thank you, keeping it real. Because that's what this channel is, you know. It's me keeping it real. I tell the stories how I lose the fights, can't fuck the girl, and do the drugs people don't admit to doing, you know. So obviously I'm going to let the comments through of the people if they talk shit. I don't want you to talk shit, you know. I would like it if you didn't, but hey, if you do, I'm going to let it through. I got 2 mods now that moderate my comments, so if they see it and they want to look out for me, they might deny it, you know. And I just found out the reason why there was so many comments. People thought they were blocked. They weren't blocked. I just been locked up for a year. I have to review all the comments before they come in most of the time. I have to review them first, and there was a ton of them. So I unlocked it, you know, I put them in there, and then I responded, and it took forever. And then I seen this, you know, where he asked me to make one about the coronavirus, you know, RY, and he told me to make one about how not to get your house burglarized. So this is it. This is how you get it done. That's the best way to avoid it. Other than that, you know, just think for yourself. There's other ways, but I can't think of any other than the alarm, the guard dog, the windows being locked, doors being locked. You know, that's the best way. And to have your shit hidden well too. Have your shit hidden real well. Don't have your jewelry box just sitting there. Have a safe, a big safe, because I ain't gonna spend the time to crack the safe off the ground, off the concrete foundation, if it's bolted in, and wheel it out. I ain't taking my time with that. So if you have all your stuff in the safe, it's probably safe, you know, because it is in a safe. But if you have a little tiny safe that I can lift and carry with me, I would definitely leave with that. So I would say get a big safe if you got a lot of expensive stuff, and bolt it to the foundation, or have it mounted to the wall behind it. Just mount it so the person can't leave with it. You know what I mean? And that'll be it. You know, that's the way to avoid getting your house robbed. You know. And other than that, avoid people like me, you know what I mean? Don't let people like me know that, you know, you have stuff, even though I didn't know any of the houses I robbed. I would never rob any house now, but even back then I would never rob a house where I knew somebody, because that's just the line I wouldn't cross, you know. But you don't want to be one of those guys that brag that you got all this money, all this drugs, and all this shit. It's all in your house, all in your room. That might motivate people to rob your house. But that's the way to avoid your house getting robbed, you know what I mean? And I hope you learned something from this video. And I hope you watch my video on coronavirus, you know, because that's just basically telling you how to be safe and how to enjoy yourself, and at the same time be safe. Safe for yourself and safe for your family, you know? And that's the end of my video. You know, this is for RY. And anybody who asks me to make a video, I don't care what the video is, as long as I can, I'll make it. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye now.